Good.
Okay, and we are recording. Hi, greetings everybody. Welcome to the Art Lexcia podcast. This is your host Wesley Pepper. This is episode 191. And yeah, greetings to everybody. All my new returning listeners, much love. As usual, if you're new to this platform and you haven't already, I would appreciate you if you smash that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. So today we're talking opera, which is really cool. I haven't featured opera on this platform yet, as you're probably aware of. So that's gonna be really cool. We're gonna talk about the production, Carmen, which is a collaboration between Sempre Opera and the Joburg Theater. We're talking to the director, Riana van Vollenhoven. So first and foremost, Riana, good morning and welcome.
Mm. Hi, Wesley. Yes, what a privilege to be here. Lovely. Let's
Thank
talk
you very much.
opera.
Let's get into it, man. Just before we get to the actual opera, can you just first tell us, for my listeners that is not aware of, can you tell us a little bit about Sempre Opera? I know you guys do opera production. Can you just give us an overview about the company and all of that, and then we'll get into Carmen, the production.
Yeah, sure. Well, Sempre Opera is a Gauteng-based privately run opera company. It's an NGO company, and they've been doing business for a couple of years. And basically, what we're trying to achieve is, I think, twofold: keeping opera alive, making opera grow in South Africa, creating awareness for the genre, but very much so also giving an incubation space for young artists, South
For
African
sure.
artists, for them to develop not only artists that goes on stage, being our singers, our beautiful South African talent, but also technicians backstage. And I think that is what's so beautiful about this production for me, is that opportunity to work with raw, new, eager talent and to really see them grow and develop, which is fantastic. And there's such beautiful talent in our country.
No, I agree with you with the talent for sure, and we like to profile as plenty of that on this platform. So this opera seems really cool, man. You guys are celebrating 150 years of the actual production. Whole bunch
Mm.
of themes involved in it, a lot of singing, a lot of everything. So a lot to unpack about the opera itself. So just first, give us an overview about about the story around the opera. Then we'll pick the actors and stuff like that.
Sure, sure. Yes. Okay. Well, Carmen must be the most most well known and most performed opera worldwide. In fact, most performed opera worldwide, definitely.
Okay,
I
interesting.
mean, there are
Interesting.
fam- there are familiar tunes that I think every person on the street will know, like the famous Toreador, Toreador
Oh,
Angara.
okay.
It's even used.
Okay, yeah, yeah,
It's used in many popular genres. Like I heard
yeah,
it the
yeah.
other day in one of the newest video games and things like that. So
Okay.
Bizet created something that is being recreated, and it's lasting. Yeah, and of course the Habanera, the famous solo by Carmen. Right, so it's essentially the good old love story, of course, yes. But
Okay.
as often does in big drama, a love story that goes south. And it doesn't have a happy ending. Oops, I shouldn't have said that. But anyhow, it's opera. And, there's always a heroine that needs to have a tragic death or end. So that's what happens here. Carmen is a gypsy girl, and she's a passionate, fiery woman, and she is actually an icon for women, I think, and that's what makes the opera so current for me to be doing it in our day and age, where we've got strong women who's taking leading positions in our country worldwide, and Carmen is such a one, where she is really an instigator amongst her troupe of gypsies. So it is the story of Carmen, this wonderful fiery woman, and how she tries to find love. Let's put it that way.
Tries to find love.
And so, yeah, well, then she meets this soldier, Don Jose. He's our lead our lead singer, and he is a new man in town, so to speak. Of course, she actually falls in love with him, which is a rare thing for Carmen to really fall in love. And however, Don Jose is not a man unattached. There is a girl waiting for him back at home.
Okay.
So there we go, the classical triangle. And he's a man now split between two women and the obvious conflict that arises. Um, then Carmen and a troop of gypsy friends they travelers, they don't stay. And that's what happens. Carmen leaves, but she beckons Don Jose to come with her, to join them. So the man is absolutely in conflict, and he does. He goes. He takes up the challenge. He joins the gypsies. Yeah. However, Carmen is a woman much loved by anyone who sees her. She's got an attraction, she's got an energy, and people want to be like her. Men want her. And so there's obviously another rival, another male, Escamillo, the toreador, the bullfighter, the matador, and he is now the other male counterpart. And so there's another love triangle. And how this plays out, I'm not going to give the whole story away. However, there's not a good ending.
Tragic ending. Is tragic endings and opera like are those two seem to go very well hand in hand? Does that add to the drama of the actual production and just the acting and everything?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. No, because what is beautiful about an opera like Carmen is that drama that you're talking about, if you think about, the famous Shakespeare Romeo and Juliet,
Yeah.
how that story unravels, besides the drama of the conflict and the whole storyline, the intrigue of it, here in opera we have the music that completely underpins and actually escalates that drama. Yes, so the stage is set for real action, for real drama, for conflict, and for tension. So the audience can look forward to having as a real spellbounding experience. Yes.
Ashley, now you pointed out on the music. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Quoba Space is doing directing the choir. Can you tell us a little bit about that and about the choir itself?
Yes, the choir consists of, more or less two types of singers. Some of them are people who has sung opera before in choirs, who's done it maybe for many years, the old hands. And then there's also mainly a group of young singers, singers who are music students, voice students. And so it's a nice, vibrant combination of voices, but all opera trained voices, people who know their way about the stage. Yeah, and they form a beautiful backdrop to the drama that plays out in front of them.
You mentioned earlier on about all those.
Let me talk about Quibus.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, sorry.
No, continue.
Quibus
Tell us
is the
about Quibus.
repetiteur, which means, yes, he's in charge of the chorus and of all of their rehearsals, getting them musically ready. So he's in charge of that part of the musical preparation, and then he also, during our rehearsals, repetiteur means that he plays the piano for all singers to prepare. And during repetitions and during rehearsals, he plays the piano, because we don't start off with full orchestra. We rehearse first with a piano. So he's got a huge job and responsibility in that regard, with that regards, which he fulfills, in a most excellent way.
Is there an entire music ensemble, musical instruments? The word, the word slipped my mind. Orchestra slipped my mind. Is there an orchestra part of the production?
Oh, absolutely, yes. So as from last night, we started performing with the orchestra. We started rehearsing with them.
Fantastic.
Um, it's a it's an orchestra. Our conductor is Daniel Kitt, and his orchestra is called the Museo Orchestra, and they consist of professional musicians that regularly plays in Gauteng and surrounds. Really, the top of the top of our South African musicians. We don't have a complete, like, full orchestra as you would have in a big production, but we've got, a smaller complete orchestra, so to speak. And yeah, that is wonderful to have instruments in the pit. In fact.
I'm interested to know what is a big orchestra versus a small one, just in terms of numbers, just so my audience can understand that. But so with the major production, let's say at the West End, like how many members would there be in a major orchestra for a production like this?
I'm gonna have to suck thumb a little bit here, but what we have right now is like we would have about, depending on instrument, we have anything from 3 to 5 um, orchestra members per instrument. I think we've got an
Oh,
orchestra of about 30 or so, but in a big orchestra, you would easily go around to the number of 70, 80 in a big orchestra. Yeah.
sure, sure. Wow. Okay, man, can you tell us about the lead actors in the production, a little bit about them?
Yes. So our Don Jose, our lead singer there, is Stefan Lowe. Stefan Lowe is a well-known name in opera circles in South Africa and abroad. He has made a career for him singing. He's from Parijs, not the Parijs out there, the Parijs here
Praise God.
locally, and he runs. That's it. He runs his own music and voice studio there, and he's often asked to join productions locally as well as abroad. He's a really well-rounded person to work with on stage, not only for his vocal ability, but also in terms of his acting. And it's wonderful to work with someone like Stefan because, he's got lots of experience. And then our Carmen, which is our lead female, of
Yeah, the
course,
lead
is
lady.
sung by Lynette van der Merwe. Now, yes, Lynette van der Merwe, and she's also the CEO of Sempre Opera, so she's part of putting
Fantastic.
this whole production on the stage. Yes, and Lynette has also been involved in opera circles in South Africa in many capacities and with many other production houses as well. And this is the second time that Sempra Opera is actually bringing Carmen live to stage at the Joburg Theater. Yeah, and the
Okay.
previous time was also sung by Lynette and Stefan. But this time, this is a new production, but with the same enchanting music and the same enchanting singers.
Interesting. I would assume if he's bringing it back, that the first time he's had it here, the reception was positive. That's why, I mean, he's bringing it back.
Most certainly, yes. And I think there's always an audience for
Yeah,
Carmen. But let me tell you a little bit more about why specifically
please,
now. It's
please
because
do.
the opera Carmen was written exactly 150 years ago, 150, in the year 1875. So it's a anniversary, a celebration of Bizet's opera this year. And globally, it's being celebrated by various sorts of productions.
Oh,
And that's why
oh,
Sempre Opera felt that
interesting.
this was the opportune time to actually put it back
Mm.
on stage. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Let
So
me
it's been
quickly
in multiple.
go back to, I was talking about, uh-huh.
No, continue.
Yeah, let me continue. I was talking about the principals, so that's the two leading principals, but of course there's a host of other soloists.
Yeah.
The Toreador Escamillo is shared, which is beautiful, shared by two beautiful baritones, one a local singer, Tabang Senekal, which is also well known and loved on our stages. And then we also have a collaboration, um, and we bring out Berislav Yarkovic. He's from Hungary because
Yeah, yeah,
Sempre
it's right
Opera
there.
has a collaboration with the university in Hungary, where Berislav is from, and so it's wonderful to have him as our international attraction on our stage.
Here's another question I'm pretty interested to know. So there's the music is sung in French, right? And there's English subtitles. Can you explain to
Correct.
me, for somebody that hasn't been to opera, how does that work? Uh, where do you screen the subtitles and so on?
The subtitles is screened at the top of the stage, so it's very easy to let your eye just hover there, read, and still take in the whole scenery on stage. I mean the subtitles doesn't like run, for every single word. It gives you a basic
I was
idea of
gonna
what's
ask
what's
that.
happening and what this
Ask that.
aria will be about, and then you don't have to be stuck on the subtitles. In any case, it's drama. It's being staged. Even if you do not read the subtitles at all, you will know what's happening.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I was gonna ask that because if you're sort of looking up top and your eyes yeah, yeah, yeah. I get that. So I understand that the actual production
Yeah.
itself is in English, correct?
Yes, that's right.
Here's another question I want to ask about bringing productions like that to SA. Do you guys add in South African elements into the production to make it palatable for South African audiences? Or is it like straight from the or is it just like exactly what the original
Well,
script was, right?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, well, there's a little bit of adaptations, not to the script, not to the libretto. I mean, we do the music exactly as Bizet composed it, and the libretto, which is the script, so to speak, is exactly also the original. But I think in my staging, there's small elements that might be relatable to South African audience, and that might entice a little chuckle from them. But I didn't try to, put this into a South African context whatsoever. I would rather say it's a little bit of a merging of styles, a little bit eclectic. You can definitely see traditional Sevilla Spain when you look at the stage, when you look at the costumes, but there are some contemporary elements and maybe one or two elements that, I saw that on a South African street. Yes, you would go.
interesting, interesting. Yeah, no, no, I totally get that. Carmen, we're actually busy wrapping up. Carmen, sorry, Rihanna, we're actually busy wrapping up here. Can you give us the times and dates of the production? And I believe it's at the Joburg Theater.
Yes,
So you guys started from this on
correct,
the
correct.
17th. Yeah, can you just give us
Yes,
some more
so it
information on
runs at
that?
the Joburg Theater, that's right. And remember, audiences, there's ample safe parking at the Joburg Theater
Mhm.
because that's always a concern for people who go to
Yeah,
theater at night. Um,
yeah.
we've got our preview, which is our open final dress rehearsal tomorrow night,
Okay.
which is the 17th. Yeah. And all of
Yeah.
these tickets are available on Joburg Theatre's website. And one can also visit Sempre Opera. Please
Mhm.
do visit Sempre Opera's Facebook as well as Instagram pages, because you will get all of the links also to go to the web pages for the tickets as well. But let me first talk about the dates. So the
Yeah.
17th, that's tomorrow, is the preview. And then our premiere, our opening will be on Sunday, this coming Sunday, the 20th. So we run the 20th, the 23rd, the 25th, and the 27th. Those 4 dates is when the
Four
opera
dates.
will be at show at the Joburg Theatre. Correct, 4 dates. So on the 17th, for tomorrow night, there's a special. If you just go and follow our link, there's a special for music students and other students where there's a block booking discount. So on the link that you will find on either Joburg Theater or on Sempre Opera's sites, you will be able to go to that block booking or to be able to go to bookings for any of the other dates as well.
Those 4 dates, are those the only dates that it'll be showcased, and will it be moved to, for example, Cape Town or Durban, or is that just a once-off at Joburg Theater?
Yeah, no, unfortunately, that's what it is. So you've got to run and get those tickets. It's only these 4 dates: 20, 23, 25th, and 27th of July.
Yeah, I think that type of scarcity, I know in the arts, is also quite popular, and that sort of also attracts people. If you know there's only these 4 dates, then you have to make it in that time. And just another question, a follow-up question on the block bookings. Are there block bookings for schools, art schools and stuff like that? Or
Yes, definitely, definitely. That's now, especially for the 17th. There's a code in the link, and so if you're making a block booking for a say a choir or for an art school or something like that, you will be able to get that.
for sure. And just to my listeners, I'll add all that particulars in the description box below, which will be the link to the Sempre Opera, the Joburg Theater, and to my knowledge, is that the tickets is at Ticketmaster, no? Yeah, yeah. You can
Yes, that's right.
and can you
That's right.
buy, can you just a last question on that? Can you buy tickets at the door?
Sure. Um, Bummer. I don't know.
Not sure.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
not sure.
Okay. No, I just had to ask. Riana van Vollenhoven, thank you very much, my sister, for coming through, the director of Carmen, the opera. As you know, it's taking place from the 17th to 27th of this month, which is July. Block bookings are available. Like I said, I'll add all the details, including your guys' social media handles and so forth. Also, I will put this episode out on Friday. So I still got an episode I got to publish today. And also, what I do to all my episodes, I chop them up into shorts. That I using all the social media handles, so this sort of the episode lives online and sort of reinvents itself online, hopefully for eternity. So all the best for the production. Very exciting to have such a major production in the country. I know you're pretty busy today, and understandably so. You got a lot of work to do from tomorrow. I hope your theater is packed to the sold out for every 4 show, and I hope the audience loves it, man. So thank you very much for coming through.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Wesley. And yes, and I really want to invite young people,
Yeah.
students, scholars. Please do not be offended by the fact that you think this is opera and it's not for you. Take the chance and go and see, because what we really have is a extremely enticing story, a sexy story, lots of lust and love on the.
Nah, for sure. And like you're talking to the right audience, because this platform here, it's not predominantly young, but there's a lot of young people. When I mean young, we're talking like 20, 18 and 20 up. But I also have an older audience as well. So you're talking to the right platform. So thank you very much, Riana, for coming through. Like I said, all the best for the production. On this platform, we like to celebrate the African talent, and it was pretty cool talking opera for the first time. So thank you very much. And I'll let you know as soon as the episode is published. Thank you, man. Cheers. Goodbye.